Welcome home to St. Anne's. We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays.
Please be seated.
Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons. We can't wait to meet you.
Okay, dear Episcopalians who are always nervous about praying in front of others, this is evidence that you can have a prayer no matter how awkward it is to say it. So John, the writer of John the Gospel, has a very circuitous way of writing, which is super fun to read out loud, by the way. Yeah, because he repeats, and then he says a little bit differently, and he repeats that a little bit differently. We go round and round and round. But really, let's talk about what this prayer is. So this prayer is Jesus' prayer to God just before he is going to be betrayed. And I think it's important to look at what Jesus prays for. That's really, really important, right? Because this is his final, okay, here are your guidelines. He's been preparing them for a long time, right, for him leaving. And he's been giving them, okay, here's what it looks like to be my follower. I'm leaving, okay? But here's what I need you to do. And remember, we talked about that a little bit last week. It is this simple. Love one another as I have loved you. That's it. That's what it means to be a Christian. Not all these other lists of things, like you can't do this, you have to do this, you have to believe this, you can't believe that. It is this simple and this hard. Love one another as I have loved you. And he knows that that's going to be a really hard thing to do because, look, I mean, we all struggle with that, right? Even Jesus gets that Jesus is fully human and fully divine, which means he gets our dirty, nasty humanness. He really, truly gets it. So he knows that this is going to be difficult. Man, you guys are stone cold today. Like, bam. Woo! All right. Everybody shake it up. Shake it up. All right. We good? We're good. All right. Because, man, I don't even know, like, what is in the air. But, this church, I've never seen it like this, just stone cold. The blue thing. We will talk about the blue thing. I really like the look of stained glass, so I thought we would do, like, a patchwork effect. Coming will be a purple one over here, red one here, yellow, orange. No, I'll explain the blue later. Because I was just like, whoa, what is happening? Okay, well, that makes sense. All right. So this is his final prayer that he prays for them. And like I said, I think it's really important to notice what he prays, because he doesn't pray that they be perfect at it. He doesn't pray that they follow these guidelines or these rules or anything like that. What does he pray? He prays that they all may be one. That's big. Because we live in a really splintered world, right? I mean, we have broken into denominations about, like, literally the dumbest things. And we have broken into political factions over literally the dumbest things. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like, we get in really big debates about this stuff, but then you really stop and you think, what is it that we're fighting about? I'm part of the red party, and you're part of the blue party, and we don't do no purple around here. Right? I'm one of the donkeys, and you're an elephant, and I don't like elephants. Huh, all right. And then we're all like, you know, another word for donkey is, right? But we fight over the dumbest things. What are the things that you fight about in your household, right? With your spouse who you love, you've committed to for the rest of your life. What are the things that you fight about? Dude, the socks, they're like this close to the hamper. Hamper? Your socks. Hamper? Socks. Like, we have sworn that the two become one, right? I've committed my life to you. Socks. Socks. Hamper. Right? We fight about the dumbest things. And God knows that. God knows that we are petty and ridiculous, and we will get worked up about the dumbest things. God gets us. Like, really, truly gets us. Like, really, really gets us. He's our creator. Like, he knows how we work. So he does not pray that we follow the rules. He does not pray that we are perfect. He prays that we can all get along. Can you all be one? I mean, this is what we're really shooting for. Can we all be one? And that's important. And it's important that we talk about what one looks like. Because for many of us, many churches, for many of us as political parties, for many of us as nations, for many of us as families, for many of us as friend groups, one looks like homogeneous, sameness. One is sameness. It's not what one means. What one means is that over all that other stuff, over the hamper and the socks versus you like coffee and I like tea, that's ridiculous. Okay, after all those things, there's something larger and bigger that unites us. We are one. That oneness is bigger than all of our petty little stupid stuff. And sometimes that petty stupid stuff feels really big, doesn't it? So we're not here to say, okay, we all have to agree on things. This isn't God asking that we give up our beliefs for sameness. This is God and Jesus praying that we can be one and not the same. Because God creates us all to be different, right? God creates every single one of us in a unique way, and that's a good thing. God's not searching for same. God is searching for one, a unity in that. And to be honest, that is what is beautiful about the Episcopal Church. What is so profound and awesome about the Episcopal Church is not our blue windows, because those are cool too. That's fun. I like blue. Go Royals. Yeah, I thought this would pep them up this season. I'll talk about the window later. But no, what makes us awesome is the reality that every single person in this room, every single Episcopalian has different beliefs and different views and different opinions on things and different ways of doing things. But we realize that we are one. We realize that around this table, we gather and pray to the same God. We give thanks and worship to the same God who created us in all of our bizarre, weird, horrible ways. Because they're fun, right? I mean, when we're not fighting about them on Facebook. But it's cool. It's good, because that's how we grow, is by having those discussions and saying, okay, I don't see the world in the same way as you, but I see God in you. And we only do that when we are one, when we are committed to that oneness. And so instead of the factions, instead of the different opinions, my way versus your way, I ask and I pray that we are a family. Because y'all got that weird aunt, right? Y'all got those weird cousins that you're just like, oh, how did they get in here? I mean, maybe you are that weird cousin, so you haven't noticed that there's a weird cousin. And that's cool. You're like, my family's not weird. And you're like, well, they might think you are. But you all go to the wedding, right? You all go to the wedding. And we might not agree on everything, and you know what things that you're not agree on, right? But you go to the wedding, and you eat cake, and you laugh, and you celebrate. And that is what one looks like. One doesn't look like sameness. One looks like gathering around a table and celebrating together. And that's what I think is so powerful about our reading from Revelation. Go back to it again. And look, girls and boys, you will not hear me mention Revelation a whole lot of times. So write this down. These words are just and true. That was never mind. What does the writer say? Let everyone come. Everyone. All who are thirsty, all who are tired, all who hear the words, let them come. There are no rules. There's no regulations. There's no checklist. There's no us versus them. There's all. And that's what I ask us to embrace today. That's what I ask us to embrace every day, because I realize that it's hard. I get it. Why do you think I preach the same sermon over and over and over? You probably think I'm just not that creative of a person. But the reality is, because I need to hear it again and again and again, and let me tell you right now, I speak for all clergy everywhere. We don't preach sermons that we don't need to hear. So if you think I'm being like hard on you, I preach sermons I need to hear. Because we need to hear this again and again and again. We need to be reminded again and again and again that it is so hard that Jesus has to pray for it. Jesus. He's Jesus. Like the Jesus. And he's praying for this because he knows it's not easy. So here's what I ask today. If you are tired, if you are curious, if you're hungry, if you just hear something different, come. And even more importantly, invite others to come. Oh, and during the announcements, I'll get to the Royals with them.
We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons. We can't wait to meet you.